All You Need to Know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the All You Need to Know podcast on Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. India's COVID-19 cases rose by just 19,556 in the 24 hours to 8 a.m. yesterday, according to the Health Ministry's latest update. New infections fell below the 20,000 mark for the first time since the 2nd of July, which is a significant improvement from the daily tally of nearly 1 lakh reported in mid-September. Active cases have now dropped below the 3 lakh mark. Meanwhile, the more infectious strain of the COVID-19 virus that emerged in the UK has possibly already crossed over into Germany, France and Switzerland, according to officials in those countries. Ireland has imposed new restrictions to stem what they called an extraordinary growth in cases and said that the nation should act on the assumption that the new variant has arrived. Now, Pfizer's partner BioNTech is exploring options to boost production capacity, and its chief executive officer said the company's vaccine will probably work against the new virus strain. That's another bit of good news. Meanwhile, US stock futures have headed lower after President Donald Trump said yesterday that he may not sign the $900 billion coronavirus relief package just one day after Congress passed it with bipartisan support. In a video posted on his Twitter account, Trump said that the bill included wasteful and unnecessary items and demanded that lawmakers increase the stimulus checks that are due to go out to most Americans from what he called ridiculously low levels of $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple. Trump said in the video that he had asked Congress to amend the bill and to send him a suitable bill, or else the next administration will have to deliver a COVID relief package and maybe that administration will be run by him. In news back home, the 300 crore rupee initial public offer of Antony Waste Handling was subscribed 3.85 times yesterday, which was the second day of the offering. This, in case you didn't know, is the company's second attempt at tapping the primary market to raise funds. The first attempt in March failed when the company didn't receive enough bids. Looking at the topsy-turvy session in India's equity market yesterday, I had my doubts about whether funds were continuing to flow in from foreign institutional investors. But the funds continued to be strong despite the hiccup on Monday. Yesterday, FII's net bought equity worth just over 1,150 crore rupees. Domestic institutional investors, meanwhile, went back to their selling ways. Net selling equity worth over 660 crore rupees. In more international news, US consumer confidence unexpectedly fell in December to a 4-month low amid surging COVID-19 cases that are spurring more states to tighten restrictions on businesses and travel. The Conference Board Index decreased to 88.6 from a downwardly revised 92.9 reading in November, according to a report from the group on Tuesday. That was below all estimates in a Bloomberg survey of economists that had called for 97. The gauge of expectations rose, while a measure of sentiment about current conditions fell. In international markets, US stocks ended mixed yet again, with the Dow and the S&P 500 losing ground. The Nasdaq climbed about 0.5%. In the Asia-Pacific region this morning, the Nikkei 225 was flat, while the other two early risers were heading in opposite directions. And with that, it's over to Hormuz Fatakia for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Hormuz. How are we looking today?
Good morning to you, Alex, and to those tuned in as well. The markets have managed to recoup at least a third of the losses they made on Monday, but saying that the session on Tuesday was volatile would be an understatement. What stood out, though, was IT, as 3 out of the top 5 Nifty gainers were technology stocks, and that the IT index also ended at a record high. Specific stocks then, and since I spoke of IT, let me start with two IT majors. First up, Infosys and Daimler have announced a long-term strategic partnership for technology-driven IT infrastructure transformation. Post-regulatory approvals, Daimler will transform its IT operating model and infrastructure landscape across workspace services. Infosys says that it is well placed to realize this transition and that it also provides the company an opportunity to grow its automotive business. The stock ended at a record high on Tuesday. Another IT major that has signed a deal is Wipro. It announced a deal with Metro AG, which is a leading global wholesale company in the food services distribution industry. The estimated deal value for the duration of the first 5 years is approximately $700 million. The company also said that with the intention to extend up to 4 additional years, this can be a potential spend of up to $1 billion. The deal is likely to be completed on or before the 30th of April 2021. Bajaj Auto has signed an MOU with the government of Maharashtra to set up a new manufacturing facility at Chakan. The facility will be utilized for manufacturing the high-end KTM, Triumph motorcycles, as well as for electric vehicles starting with Chetak. The facility is slated to commence production in 2023 and will entail an investment of 650 crore rupees. On to some non-index names now, and just days after foraying into the biryani space, Jubilant Foodworks has launched a new pizza range. The plant protein pizza, titled the Unthinkable Pizza, will be available on all Domino's outlets across the Delhi NCR, Mumbai and Bengaluru. The stock made a record high last Thursday and has been trading around that range since then. Forbes & Company has signed an MOU with GPX India and Equinix India for the sale of land of close to 4 acres at Chandivali in Mumbai. This will be done for a consideration of 200 crore rupees. The agreement is likely to be executed by the 31st of January 2021, while the transaction is slated for completion by March 2021. IFB Agro says that its alcohol business in West Bengal is suffering and it's under threat. It has alleged that it has been singled out by certain excise officials for not succumbing to their illegal demands. It further said that it has requested the Chief Minister of the state and to the state's Finance, Commerce and Industries Minister to look into the matter. Dishman Carbogen promoter Adimans Technologies has managed to sell only 1.27% of the total equity through its OFS. The company had planned to sell 4.4% stake through the offer for sale, which was announced last Thursday. Watch out for Fine Organics, as the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board has ordered closure of its operations at its factory in Ambernath over alleged violations of the provisions of the Water Pollution and Control of Pollution Act and the Air Prevention and Control Pollution Act. The company says that it is taking steps to provide a suitable response to the said notice. Polycab India and KEI Industries will be in focus after brokerage firm MK initiated coverage on both these names with a buy rating and a price target of 1,310 rupees and 554 rupees respectively. MK says that both companies are on the cusp of growth and have strong execution capabilities to further their market share gains. Early ticks on the SGX Nifty indicated that the index traded 70 points lower around the mark of 13,400. For more, do log into BloombergQuint.com and read up on the All You Need to Know copy and a lot more. With that, I wish you a safe day ahead, and it's back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Hormuz, and as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.